First thing you do is you take apart your climber, keeping all the parts together so you don't lose anything. Thoroughly clean the surface, the entire surface, everywhere you're going to have contact with the wrap. I like to get into these small ridges in between two with my fingernail. What you want to do is make sure that there's no dust, dirt, or oil on any of the surface. Flip it upside down or sideways. Stick my finger in there if I can. If not, you just ball up your rag, squeeze it up against the inside wall as much as possible, because that's another place where it's going to have contact. Just give it a few seconds to dry. Lay out your wrap. I like to lay mine out the same way that it's going to be put on. So the holes are there. You can't see the rest of the holes. If I get an X-Acto knife, you'll be able to see that they're all cut out, but you just can't see them. None of that matters, because when you pull the wrap off, most of those little holes will stay anyway. So you just kind of grab one of the corners and start to peel. Peel slowly. Lift off your graphics. Grab it with both hands and hover over so you can align, center align the circles with the holes. See? And then you do the same thing. Don't press down on anything yet. Leave it that way. And then align the opposite side as best you can. It's not going to be a perfect fit, but it's pretty close. Once you have everything lined up, what I like to use is a squeegee. If you don't have a squeegee, you can use a clean, dry rag. You see that all the circles are aligned. You want to start in the center. And what I do is I just give it one squeegee down the center, because that's the highest point of the graphics. It's the highest point in the, let me show you on a different climber. So you're actually on this little ridge right here. You want to flatten that ridge out first. The next thing that you're going to do, without touching the rest of the graphic, you want to squeeze in here. If you have a squeegee, you want to just kind of push it so it tucks it into that little ridge. If you don't have a squeegee, you can just kind of push it in with your fingertip nail and just squeeze it in. And what happens is it pushes the graphic into that little ridge so you don't have an air pocket. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. So I'm pushing from the opposite side, pushing with the squeegee. Okay. I mean, I guess you could use a credit card or something too. Anything sharp. Careful not to slide it across the graphic so you don't cut through the vinyl. You just want to push. Here you can see how it's tucked in. Now from here, you just push from the center out. want to push all the air out towards the edges. This is the first video I make for YouTube. Sort of. I like to push out all of the graphics towards the edges, all the air out towards the edges. Another run. You can give it a few runs. You want to make sure that the entire graphic is pushed down everywhere along the edges. So now the way I made this one is I designed it so it wraps over the bar of the Hawk. What you do is you can start from the center and just reach and wrap sort of slide your fingers around the edge. Remember, you want to continue to push air out. You want the vinyl to make contact. Flip it over, do the same for the other side. Now grab your rag or your squeegee. You want to run it along the inside edge. Push with your finger as much as you can on the inside. Just slide it across slightly. And run it through with your rag. This is an old t-shirt. If you have the squeegee, just run it with the squeegee. Same thing for the other side. I'm just going to use a squeegee since I have one here for this side. Look at all these little spots, especially around the circles. You might want to push down with your nail. Tuck them in with your nail and just sort of slide it across. Okay, now at the end, I made these little tabs of vinyl. They just wrap around and lock into the inside part of the vinyl. So you see it's a little flap there. Just wrap it over, squeeze it down. Wrap it over, squeeze it down. Now at the end, you can either use a heat gun. I like to use just a torch because I have a lot of experience putting on graphics, so I'm not worried about burning the graphics. But you could either use a hair dryer, a heat gun if you have one on a medium setting, and just kind of warm it up a little. Kind of helps the graphics set in. Be careful not to get too close with the heat, because then it'll kill the matte properties of the lamination. And there you go. Now the steps, we want to do the same process. Clean the surface with alcohol. Remove one of the steps slowly off, one of the graphic steps. You just sort of want to align the holes. Pat it down lightly. Once you have everything where you want it, pat it down completely. And there you go. I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching.